Welcome, doctors. Let's talk about something critical to your practice: the safety of patient data when using virtual scribes. We know how important it is to protect your patient's health information, and we understand you might have concerns about how this works when scribes aren't physically on site. So, let's dive into how HIPAA ensures the safety of patient data in virtual scribing, and what steps you should be now. The first thing every clinic asks is patient data safe? And the second most common question: if a scribe isn't on site, how do we make sure nothing leaks? It's a valid concern, but rest assured, HIPAA has stringent rules to protect your patient's privacy, especially when one key element is the Business Associate Agreement, or BAA. This agreement defines exactly how a virtual scribe vendor can use HIPAA, and what they must do if there's a breach. It also ensures that subcontractors comply with HIPAA rules too. Another important control is role-based access. Scribes get access only to what they need to do their job. No billing setup, no export rights, nothing unnecessary. Your task management tools should show only the fields necessary to complete documentation, and absolutely no HIPAA should ever end up in general chat channels or on sticky notes. We also want to talk about secure audio and video intake. When dictation or notes are transmitted, they must be encrypted. Think TLS for transport and telehealth platforms. They shouldn't be saved on scribe devices unless it's explicitly authorized. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of device and workspace hardening. Every device used by a scribe should be managed to make sure it has full disk encryption, auto-lock features, and remote wipe capabilities in case a device is lost. Workspaces should have no shoulder surfing policies and should ensure that there's zero data on the scribe's laptop. You should have multi-factor authentication, MFA, for all logins, and there should be re-authentication for high-risk actions. Plus, session timeouts and geo-rules are important to prevent unauthorized access. Next, don't forget about audit trails and monitoring. You want to know exactly who viewed or changed what in your EHR and when. So, make sure you have regular access reviews and set up alerts for any unusual activity, like bulk chart openings or the scribe's work product should live in your EHR, and the vendor should never retain any HIPAA. Plus, any temporary files should be automatically deleted, and any hardware that's no longer in use should be. There's also workforce training and policies. Make sure your scribes get annual HIPAA training and that there's a clear sanctions policy in place for any violations. Clean desk policies are essential, too, especially when scribing remotely. Transparency with your patients is another important part of compliance. Your Notice of Privacy Practices, NPP, should mention the use of virtual scribes, and you should offer patients an option for a scribe-free visit if requested. And finally, let's talk about defense in depth. Beyond HIPAA, it's a good idea to have third-party audits like SOC 2 or ISO 27001, and make sure your vendor proper cybersecurity insurance. Now, where can things go wrong in virtual scribing? Well, there are a few places to be aware of. Shadow tools, like notes in non-HIPAA compliant chat apps, are a big red flag. You also want to make sure there's no local storage of files, and that access rights are properly set up to avoid over-permissioned access. If there's no monitoring after hours, you could be missing unauthorized access, so having proper alerting is key. Thanks for watching.
If you are looking for outsourcing services, schedule a demo today by visiting www.staffingly.com or emailing us at support@staffingly.com or call us on the number 1-800-489-5877.